Hello, everyone. Welcome to Don White's Thursday night live stream. To all of you watching on Facebook, or even if you're joining us on another platform but have a Facebook account, consider clicking the share button to share the show to your Facebook page. This is the best way to grow our little community. And as always, this is a free concert, but if you'd like to donate to show appreciation, there are links in the chat to do so. Lastly, it is not too late to pre-order a signed, numbered first edition copy of Don's new book. You can find that link in the chat as well. We will get started shortly. Hello, everyone. Unmute and say hi to me. Hi. Hello, hello. Speak to me.
Hello.
There you go.
Woo.
Nice to see you. Welcome, everyone. Nice to see everybody. Celia, hello, darling. Nice to see you. Kentucky represented, finally. Good.
Hey, Dad. Chicago.
No noises in the house, and so we're looking to have some good fun tonight. John Fettke is going to be here, and John Bamer is going to be here after, and we might talk Amy's and Celia's mom into reading a poem, maybe if she wants to. We'll see how that goes, and so let's play a couple songs and go from there. I went to California when I was young. Stood beside the highway, waved my thumb. Met a lot of maniacs, met a lot of bums. They were all really kind to me. Life is not like TV. People in Michigan say hello to people on the street that they don't even know. drivers in Boston make a left-hand turn without turning their signal on. In 1993, if you were talking to yourself walking down the street, it was sad because it meant that you were crazy. Now it means that you're a businessman. It's not crazy, but still kind of sad. I went to California when I was young, stood beside the highway, waved my thumb. Met a lot of maniacs, met a lot of bums. They were all really kind to me. Life is not like TV. You know my boss is younger than my children are. I've got to tell you people, that is so bizarre. He's so adorable when he yells at me. It makes me want to pinch him on his cheek and say coochie coochie coo coochie. I went to California when I was young, stood beside the highway, waved my thumb. Met a lot of maniacs, met a lot of bums. They were all really kind to me. Life is not like TV. You know my boss is younger than my children are. I've got to tell you people, that is so bizarre. Oh, I already sang that, right? I went to California when I was young. I stood beside the highway, waved my thumb. Met a lot of maniacs, met a lot of bums. They were all really kind to me. Life is not like TV. People in Michigan say hello to people on the street that they don't even know. And drivers in Boston make a left-hand turn without turning their signal on. They're not thinking about you at all. They just keep on rolling, they keep on rolling, they keep on rolling along. There you go. Ta-da! We're going.
Oh, I love that song.
Thank you. Welcome. So I'm going to put it on gallery view. I recommend that you do that occasionally just so you can see all the misfits that you're with here on Zoom. The rest of you on other platforms, if you want to join us over here on Zoom where you can interact and hang out and all that, Brandon, our technician, superb technician, will put the information so that you can come over here and join us, or you can remain anonymous over there. So Amy, I want to say hello to you. Hello, Amy in Kentucky. Hi. Hi. Unmute yourself so I can talk to you. Come on.
Hi.
How's everything down there? You okay? Everything all right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's my
Crazy
favorite?
semester.
Say that again?
It's a crazy semester. I teach on Thursdays, so I get home really late.
Oh, so it worked out good today.
Yes.
Yes. Well, your internet, your what do you call it? Your Wi-Fi is a little wobbly, but if it holds up, do you want to read a poem later around 8 o'clock? How you feel up to that?
Sure, I can if you want.
I do. I'm not sure your internet will permit it, but you're a little wobbly. But assuming that it's okay, let's give that a shot later. All right?
All right.
All right. So Thelia, this is for you. I only play this when you're here. This is Thelia's song. So if you're watching on the Zoom group here, you want to keep an eye on Thelia. She really likes this song. It's called Psycho Mom and Dad. When Mom come home from work today, I tell you what she saw. Every toy that me and my sister owned was laying out on the floor. And the table was covered with peanut butter and half-eaten sandwiches. There was cereal bowls, open jar of mayo, and an empty can of tuna fish. Dad was eating a pizza, he had 2 or 3 slices gone. Sports page was laying on the living room floor and the football game was on. But when Ma tripped over my toy transformer, that pushed her over the edge. And that's when we knew she was turning into Psycho Mom again. She's screaming, I'm fed up, I'm finished, I'm through. I've had it up to here with all of you. I'm running away, I'm leaving today, gonna join the carnival. But first I'm selling you kids for $1 a pound to a couple of cannibals. I used to be normal, used to be calm, picking up after you animals that turn me into Psycho Mom. Ma was working, Dad was babysitting us the other night. Me and my brother started yelling at each other and we got into a fight. We were punching, kicking, scratching, pinching, pulling each other's hair. Just about the time we knocked the TV over, we saw Dad standing there. His blood was bubbling, he didn't say nothing, he stood there at the door. Me and my brother took a look at each other and we looked up from the floor. And Dad started to scream like a wild banshee and started pulling out his own hair. And that's when we knew he was psycho too, and we better get out of there. He's screaming, I'm finished through. I've had it up to here with all of you, I'm running away. Leave today, I'm gonna join the carnival. First I'll sell you kids for $1 a pound to a couple of cannibals. I used to be normal, never got mad. Babysitting you animals turned me into psycho dad. For an hour our mother and our father were trying to keep us in bed. Me and my sister never ever missed a chance to play with their heads. We were using every excuse in the book to try to keep from going to sleep. She said, I'm thirsty. I said, I gotta pee. She said, I forgot to brush my teeth. We just got done with that classic one, Upon This Fateful Night, where you say it's too dark, they turn on the light, then you cry, cause the light's too bright, ain't that right, Delia? And Miles eyes bugged out, Dad's head exploded, and they both climbed up the wall. You should thank the Lord that you weren't up born to psycho Dad and Mom. They're screaming, we're fed up, finished, we're through, we've had it up there, we're running away. We're leaving today, we're gonna join the carnival. Reverse selling you kids for a penny a pound. To anybody that will take you, we used to be normal. You remember, don't you, dear? It was 1974. We were hitchhiking around America trying to find ourselves. We didn't know 45 years later we'd write a book about it, but we never got mad. Raising you animals turned us into psycho mom and dad.
Woo! Yeah. Oh my God.
All right, Theo, you made my day. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna put it on the speaker now. But I was really good to see that. And so so I'm gonna sing this song now. Shannon asked me to sing. Shannon, so I thought I'd ask her to intro this. This is something we've done over the years now, and just sort of, you know, give people a chance to sort of speak up. So this song is called Be Afraid. We wrote it quite a long time ago, and Shannon is the only person in the history of the song who's ever requested it, I think. So Shannon, do you want to just talk a little bit about this for a second before I play it?
Yeah, just for a second. So this is one of the many perks you get. You get to choose a song if you buy the book. Everyone know that in advance. Be Afraid resonates with me because, like Don, I spent 3 years on the road living out of a tent. And just before I left with my tent and all of my stuff, some guy told me not to trust anybody. And I looked at him and I'm like, that's your advice for me going on the road? And I literally laughed. I mean, luckily I knew well enough even before I left that human nature tends to be kind and they reach out. And that's what I found on the road too. So the song Be Afraid means a lot to me too.
Thanks, Shannon. Thank you very much. Well, you know, in 3 years of hitchhiking, Terry and I, like 3 steady years of it, we just traveled on the kindness of strangers. That doesn't mean that, like, I don't want to keep saying this and have someone go hitchhiking and get hurt or whatever, you know, I know it happens, but it's always good to remember that the math of something. You know, like my dad was a gambler and a card player, and he always like, what are the odds? What's the math? And I always think that when they send a camera crew,
to drive out and film something bad that happened, I think about how many houses they passed on the road there that were full of people who didn't do anything bad, who wouldn't hurt you, who might not want to help you, but they certainly aren't looking to do you any harm. So you pass 10,000 nice people to show one person who did something horrible, as if that's the way everything was, and it's my experience is not that way. You can't be naive, you have to pay attention in the world, but coming from Lynn, we're just born that way. We just, I didn't meet anybody when I left here. I left at 17. I didn't meet anybody that was more violent or more difficult to get along with or more dangerous than what I grew up around. So I guess I had a little advantage. So thanks for asking for this here. Let me see if I can get through it. In my living room, I have a crazy box. It shows me scary things, and it talks and talks. It never stops all night and day. It tells me why I should be afraid. Camera crews drive by my door to look for violence, hate, and war, and they film the worst things that they see, and the crazy box shows them all to me. It says, be afraid, stay here, be safe, don't go away to that other place. It's cold out there and the wind will blow. What we really mean is we need you so. We were in high school and you had the bluest eyes. They were like looking into the summer sky. You pointed them at me and said, let's get away from this factory town when we graduate. And so we made a plan to go on the road to discover what our future holds. And then when we told our friends and families, almost all of them said to you and me, they said, be afraid, stay here, be safe, don't go away to that other place. It's cold out there and the wind will blow. What we really mean is we need you so. We lived on the road for several years, learned many things, conquered many fears. After that we raised our family, and when they grew up they said to you and me, we have made a plan to go on the road to discover what our future holds. That's when the summer sky began to cry. I saw the rain fall down from the bluest eyes. But we had made a vow in our younger days, if this day should come, we would never say, be afraid, stay here, be safe, don't go away to that other place. It's cold out out there and the wind will blow. What we really mean is we need you so. What we really mean is we'll miss you so. What we really mean is go on, just go.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. So don't be afraid, those of you here in our little world, to unmute and yap at me in between and applaud. I really lose focus if I don't feel connected to anybody, so I really appreciate that. I'm going to read something. I think I've read the whole book for you all now. The 11 or the, whoever comes here every week doesn't have to buy the book. I'm just reading it to you every week. But fortunately for me, is you're all of a certain age, and I don't think you'll remember it. When you buy the book, it'll be new when you read it. It's good. It's working out good for me. So, Sarah, I'm going to read this for you, if I can find it here. This is, so at the end of our last hitchhiking adventure, we went and picked fruit, and many of you know the song that Sarah likes about Elijah, the hitchhiking dog, who went into heat there when we were there. But this is, so I wrote about it, so I put a little more information in it and a little more color. So Sarah, you'll have to tell me whether this, whether I've added to it or if it was better just to leave it with the song. So the title of this thing is Boy Dogs. And it's, if when I read like this, if those of you that are on the Zoom part, if you can unmute, that would be great, because I like to hear you. So just everybody unmute, unless you're in a noisy place or whatever.
Help, John. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I like that. All right, so here we go. This Boy Dogs. Years ago, being a conscientious pet owner, I had my male dog neutered. On the ride home, I could not bring myself to look at him. No dissertations on the long-term benefits of neutering were going to alter his understanding of and his feelings about what had just happened. I knew what he was thinking. Look at me in the eye, you bastard. You Claudius, you Iago, a plague upon your house. A plague upon your house, you most treacherous villain. You most treacherous villain. When you were drunk and lying on the floor and nobody in the family was talking to you, who showed you unconditional love? And this is how you repay my loyalty. I keep going down to lick my junk. And guess what? No junk. Where is my junk?
Oh, God.
Today, an unleashed, unneutered dog on the street would show up on your Facebook feed under the title, "Photo of Unleashed Dog with Testicles Goes Viral." In the 70s, they were everywhere. All the fruit tramps, which is what we pickers were affectionately called, had dogs. Elijah was the only female. She chose this extraordinarily inopportune time to go into her first heat. The word spread quickly among the dogs in the orchard that Elijah was in the market for a suitor. I looked down from the top of a ladder and saw a motley, fully testicled assemblage of wannabe canine fathers encircling our dog, who was leashed to the base of a pear tree. Since none of these unprincipled indigents bothered to show me the courtesy of asking my permission for her hand, I considered them all unworthy of even the slightest consideration. Everything you will ever need to know about the boundless, unrestrainable power of libido can be seen in the crazed eyes of a pack of unneutered male dogs who have picked up the scent of an ovulating female. There is just no reasoning with them. No amount of pleading or explaining about the future ramifications of their actions. No questions about who is going to support these puppies. No barricades, no yelling of obscenities, and no number of pears bounced off their noggins will divert their laser-focused attention from the job at hand. That evening, our shack was besieged by a horde of incurably infatuated boy dogs. They encircled our humble dwelling and subjected us to a chorus of lovesick whining and howling and the occasional reciting of a sonnet.
Oh, goodness.
I may have dreamed that last part. In the morning, we implemented the plan that we had devised while under siege. We took a pair of my underwear, briefs, not boxers, pulled them over Elijah's two rear legs, and then slid her tail through the little pee hole that no one ever uses. That final maneuver kept the underwear from falling down. It looked like a diaper, but it was actually an inspired piece of improvisational contraceptive ingenuity. The next day, our corner of the orchard was transformed into a surrealist dreamscape that featured all manner of male dog wooing techniques and canine pugilism. Several of Elijah's potential beaux engaged in what to me seemed like a fantastical display of bipedal animated cartoon fisticuffs that day. I have to say, I love that line right there. Like you can just picture like cartoon dogs going at it like this on their back feet. All right. Periodically, a victorious alpha male would approach the object of his desire to collect his hard-won reward, only to be denied the ultimate satisfaction by Elijah's low-budget homemade chastity belt. We were pleased. Elijah was not. I do not believe. I do not believe that she ever completely forgave us.
My puppy was pointing at you the whole time, Don.
What's that?
My puppy was pointing at you at the whole time.
It was to her, to me it was a comedy piece. To your dog, it was a horror story.
Where's my junk?
Where is my junk? Let me tell you about the fall of '79. We were running out of money, we were running out of time. We wound up picking pears way over in Washington. For 8 months before that, we were hitching down the road with a dog. Like 1 year old, had that dog ever since she was a little pup. Now our baby was growing up. Walking into life, I just can't say. Yes, she started reaching the curious age, and she had this aroma she was sending all over the land. And in every backyard for 4 or 5 miles, every male dog was howling and going wild. They were driving their owners crazy, but they didn't care. Dog love was in the air. Jumping out of windows, breaking off chains, poodle, cocker spaniel, German shepherd, Great Danes, raunchy, rabbit, ugly, mangy, mean. They were trying to find the orchard queen. I was in the tree, Elijah was right down beneath me, and to my surprise, I saw 25 male dogs closing in on her. And so I picked me a pear and I threw it on down, and I hit a cocker spaniel, knocked him to the ground. He got up quick, he was dazed, but he wasn't deterred. so I threw down another and I hit him on the head and he went down hard. I thought he was dead. Still went for Elijah after taking 2 direct hits. The little sucker was passionate. We jumped from the tree, we ran to the shack, pursued by a horny, crazed wild dog pack, and our dog Elijah fought us every inch of the way. And when we got to the shack, we were both in shock, and we felt like we were in the movie by Hitchcock. We looked at each other and we didn't know what to say. How could our little girl act this way? You know, you try to bring them up right, you feed them Alpo and keep them tied, and now you try to teach them morals and about society. And one day they are a sweet innocent child, the next day you know they're all running so wild. Elijah, I never thought you would turn out to be a picture of promiscuity. The next morning, I took a pair of my BVD underwear and I put them on Elijah and I put her tail through the little hole. And I let her run free in the orchard that day. And every male dog in Washington State took a try at Elijah. The only thing they felt was the low budget chastity belt. That night when we got to the shack, I took the underwear and I threw them out back. They were wet and they were dirty and I didn't think much of it. But Lord Almighty, what happened then when the male dogs got a good whiff of them? It was the biggest dog riot that there ever was anywhere. Over Elijah's underwear. Fought a rumble and they brawled all night. They were killing one another till the morning light. They were fighting to the death for the greatest prize anywhere. When it all was finished, when it all was done, the Doberman picture was the champion. He was wounded, but he looked so triumphant standing there. Elijah's underwear won him fair and square. They were tore to shreds, he didn't care. He looked so proud standing there. Yeah.
All right, come on.
Thanks, John.
All right, done.
Like the
That's
book
more.
and the song, John.
Say that again?
I said I like the book and the song.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Combine it, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yep.
You know, I'm doing the best I can. I'm just trying to exploit my old stories. I have to tell you a couple of things. Like that orchard is. We were gonna go from there to. That was the fall of '79, and we were professional hitchhikers at this point. Had been doing it for 3 years, and we were gonna go to Guatemala. Like, why? Because someone said it was cool. Like, what about not having a passport and having a dog and no money? I don't know. It'll work out. We'll figure it out, right? So we left there, and Terry kept throwing up in the morning. We were too stupid to figure out what that meant. But what it meant was that on one of those nights under the stars in the apple or the pear orchard, our son was conceived, and so that was sort of the end of it, the turning point. And I did a gig out there not that, a couple years ago, and I went to the place. So it's called Peshastin, the town, and it was a lot of flashbacks for me at that point. So I'm going to play something for you now that I co-wrote with my friend John Svecki, who's here tonight, going to play later. John's the one person that I've been able to write with, and he's the formula that we have is that I am kind of responsible for the lyrics and the idea, and he helps me with the music. So it's very freeing for me. I don't have to think about music. I just bring the songs to him, and he sort of teaches me chords that I wouldn't normally play and all that. And so this song I'm going to play because I have been watching a program on television on Hulu called Dope Sick. Anybody been watching that? Anybody hear about that? Nobody? So you should watch it. I'm recommending it to you. It's on Hulu. Michael Keaton is the sort of main character in it, and it's the story the true story, step by step, of how the Sackler, I think they're called the Sackler family, who owned Purdue Pharma, unleashed OxyContin into the world, and how they did it strategically and lying all the way about its dangers. And it is really worth seeing this, because, as I've said before, my daughter's generation is decimated from the OxyContins and opiates, you know. And so I'm going to play this song that I wrote called For the Loved Ones of the Lost Ones. Before COVID came along, I had just spent $2,000 to make a big production of this, a big sounding version of it, that I intended to give to this organization called Learn to Cope, that helps people who have a opiate abuser in their family. But COVID wrecked all that. But now I'm thinking, from watching this, that I may sort of, once I get out from under this book, I may go ahead and do that and try to raise money for them, just so I can feel like I'm doing something. So I recommend this program highly. It's called Dope Sick, and it's on Hulu right now. You really need to know who these people were and what they did, how they did it. It's amazing. And, you know, Utah Phillips had a great quote. Tim Mason would know this. His quote was, "The people that are breaking your unions and who are destroying your environment, they have names and they have addresses." They were not just statistics. Our children had names. Don't say they were junkies, and they all are the same, 'cause they each had potential to do something great, until heroin stole that potential away. And now we are the loved ones that they left behind, and we keep the memories of them alive, and we speak the words that they want to say to all of you who are still using today. In the name of our daughters, in the name of our sons, in the name of all the beautiful lost ones we love, behind all your sorrow, behind your despair, we see only the light that's still shining in there. Morning at the moment I open my eyes, and the weight of my loss crashes down on my life. I remember the night that my son came to me and spoke comforting words to me in a dream. He said, "Don't give up on those with sad, broken lives, and tell them you still see the light in their eyes, and offer them help and hope every day, and I will be there beside you each step of the way. In the name of our daughters, in the name of our sons, please take this help so you might be the one who gets clean and comes back here with all that it takes to help us save these broken angels in this place." Save these broken angels. Save these broken angels for the loved ones of the lost one. For the loved ones of the lost ones. For the loved ones of the lost ones. For the loved ones of the lost ones. For the loved ones of the lost ones.
Beautiful,
Beautiful,
Don.
Don.
Woo!
Awful, Don.
Beautiful.
Nicely done.
Thanks.
Oh,
All right. All right, so let's try not to be. Let me try to do something funny now. But there's no, you can do both. You can understand how difficult and how many challenges there are in this world, and you can fight the fights that needed to be fought and understand the difficult things as well. So let me see who's here. Let me look at you. There they all are. Look at you. Neil, hello, my friend. Nice to see you, buddy.
Good to see you as always and hear you as well.
Neil, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing? Are you still doing your concerts, your democracy concerts?
Yeah, actually, this coming Sunday, we've got Musicians for the Greater Good concert, and it's for Voter Protection Corps, and we've got yeah, I've got it right in front of me, and I don't even know. But we've got a great lineup of people. We've got oh goodness, Tom Chapin is going to be our feature. Reggie Harris is going to be amongst the group. Tom Smith will be with us. I'm not sure if you know Mark Bishop Evans. There's a woman from actually, I think closer to Sarah's part of town. A woman named, last name is Brownlee. I don't have it right in front of me, but this is some fabulous stuff. That's this coming Sunday, 5 to 7 Eastern Standard Time. Probably going to run about 2.5 hours, and all the funds will go to the Voter Protection Corps, and it's a new group. It's specific to the communities, so it's going right to every community. And then we have our Rosdale Mike the followung day on Monday.
What is can you put the information in the chat so people? It's an online concert.
Well, the performers will be on Zoom, and the concert will actually be on YouTube.
Okay.
And I'll be monitoring the YouTube
Right,
chat.
so put that information there because I'm sure people want to know about it. And that's this Sunday.
It's this coming Sunday, right?
And Neil, thank you for being one of the best human beings that I know, and for dedicating yourself to all the good stuff out there in the world. I love you a lot, as you know.
I'll be right back. You know that.
All right, let me play a song or two, and then I'm going to ask Amy from Kentucky if she'll read us a poem in the Poets Corner. She's come to us from Kentucky, and I'd love to hear her. So we'll get her prepped and ready. Make sure that she's got all the hamsters running around in her internet wheel down there in Kentucky, so that they got good recharge down there. And so here, let's do this. I've got $300 bills that are all brand new. They are begging me to think of something cool to do. How about I'll take you downtown, spend them all on you. I don't want to stay home tonight. We have worked so hard for so many years. Built a home, a life, a family, and 2 careers. Saved our money for the future. Now the future's here. I don't wanna stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home. I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Me and Michael, Johnny, Richard, Ruthie, and Joan all had bouts with cancer last year, you know. If cancer was a man, I would punch him in the throat. I don't want to stay home tonight. 'Cause time isn't sentimental, it doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and wipes the slate clean. Don't wanna stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Well, I know we can't party like we did before. Can't stay up till 4 in the morning no more. But the house is paid off and the kids are all grown. What have we been working for? Let's take a nap, take our inhalers, take a multivitamin, and then go out to hear some music with all of our friends who didn't die from the way we used to party back then. I don't want to stay home tonight. 'Cause time isn't sentimental. It doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home, can't stay home. I can't stay home again tonight.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you. So just so you know, I'm braving the world starting in December. I'm gonna go to Michigan. Looks like I'm gonna do 2 shows. I may even do 3 out there. I'm gonna get my booster shot. I'm gonna put myself in a plastic bubble and just go out in the world, I guess. And then in January, I'm playing Club Passim, my annual show that I had to miss last year, and have something in Connecticut. I'm gonna play in Belmont. John Specky will talk about that. That's a show that he's producing, Belmont, Mass. So, you know, I'm booking all these things and planning to go to them. Each one of the venues is taking extraordinary measures. They're only filling up half the seats, making everybody prove that they're vaccinated, wearing masks. So, you know, I don't want to be paranoid and I don't want to be reckless. I'm trying to find the place in between. So it's possible, if you're brave enough, that we could be in the same room together. Woo!
Yay!
Go!
Honestly. All right. So, let me do one more quick one, and then we'll have Amy, and then we'll I'll take a little break. But I hope you're all doing okay. Sarah, how's the fires out your way?
We're doing okay. The rain we got a couple of weeks ago cleared out the smoke, and it's been beautiful here.
All right. Good.
Yeah.
Good deal. They both took their dreams and laid them to sleep soon after their children were born. Because you need to provide kids A stable environment is unique to be steady and strong. But occasionally he will wake up his dreams to see how they feel in his hand. And then he puts them away and goes to work the next day, an ordinary family man. Ordinary people will lay down their dreams knowing they may not see them again. And they do it for their families with strength and dignity. Ordinary women and men. Ordinary women and men. Well, she never thought twice about devoting her life to the care of her daughter and son. She works every night at a job she don't like, and she does whatever needs to be done. But occasionally she will dress up her dreams and ask them if they'd like to dance. And for an hour or so she lets herself hold her beautiful dreams in her hands. Ordinary people will lay down their dreams knowing they may not see them again. They do it for their families with strength and dignity. Ordinary women and men. Ordinary women and men. And now they sit with each other and they wait and they wonder on the day their first grandchild is born. And those dreams seem so distant. Now everything is different and they know they are right where they belong. When that child is passed to them, a light passes through them. They both know, they both understand. And as they cradle that baby, they think they just may be an ordinary woman and man who are holding their dream in their hand. Ordinary people will lay down their dreams knowing they may not see them again. They do it for their families with strength and dignity. Ordinary women and men. Ordinary women and men. Ordinary women and men.
Great, John.
All right. So thank you everybody watching on other
Perfect, John.
platforms,
Good, John.
wherever you are, the Facebook over here, Zoom over there. We love you. I respect your anonymity, your status in the witness protection program, and all of that. But if you want to come hang out with us, the information to cut and paste to come over here into the Zoom part of this thing, so I can see you and flirt with you. I'm flirty, and you're welcome to do that. So we've designated this little corner here right around 8 o'clock for our spoken word thing. And sometimes I have poets, and sometimes I just look to see if somebody comes who's good with words. And tonight we're very blessed and lucky to have our friend Amy Richardson from Kentucky. So unmute, Amy. Let's see how you're doing.
Hi.
So you teach. So tell us about your teaching life a little bit.
Well, I teach at Morehead State University. Right now I'm teaching mostly general education English courses. So like writing 1 and 2.
Well, I can't wait to get back there. Moreland, Kentucky is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, and I've been a lot of places. It is spectacularly beautiful down there, and looks to me like I'll be performing maybe at a storytelling festival the next year there. So I hope I get to see you face to face then. So if you'd like to give us a few words here to bring the spoken word level up a little from what I've been able to muster to this point. I really appreciate that. So let's give Amy a nice round of applause. Unmute everybody. So that
Amy! All right.
People.
All right, Amy, give one,
All
two,
right.
three words.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I have 3 short poems I'll share. The first one I wrote because we live near 3 big rock quarries where they mine like hard rock, which, you know, most people associate Appalachia with coal, and we have a lot of devastation from that too. But up where my farm is, there's a lot of rock quarries. So this is called Demolished. I stared too long into the white hot summer. The locusts rose from the ground in loud clambering hordes. Nights thick and succulent, filled with fireflies and whippoorwills. And I stared. I stared as the forest leafed out in a rush to its green, fruitful glory, and as mushrooms peeked from leaf litter, as heat soaked the days and drew them out to last well past bedtime, as rat snakes wove their bodies around the fence posts and sunlight only came through the hollow in great golden flecks. I stared. I stared in wonder at the resilience of life, at its persistent need to survive. And I stared as it all faded, gone in one deep breath of a dozer. And the second one I wrote kind of during the beginning of the pandemic last year when John Prine passed away. It was a rough day for me, and I was listening to a lot of his music. And this one's called John Prine Died and I Lied. I held the mason jar close to my chest. The words of paradise echoed in the background, but not as loud as the little voice from the doorway whispering, "Mommy?" The music didn't hurt as bad as the stroke of a small hand and sweet warm snuggles on the couch beside me. The pause and barely spoken questions. What happens if you or Daddy die? Will we all live through this? The platitudes as I tucked them in and bit my tongue. The bitter taste of knowledge. I blatantly lied. But I asked myself, what choice did I have?
Woo!
And
Wow.
last one's really short, but I don't want to leave on a really sad note because those first 2 were pretty depressing. So I'll leave on a slightly happier note. It's called The Ways I Draw Breath. I'm trying so hard right now to love myself. The way I love elderflowers, ripening blackberries, moonlight, and lightning bugs. Love for just being, love for existing, love for all the ways this harsh world is defied by redefining what is beautiful.
Thank you, Amy.
Woo! Thank you.
They were all really beautiful. Thanks so much.
Very nice.
Amy, I really appreciate that, Amy. You have a fantastic way with words, and I'm looking forward to being face to face with you and your family here sometime in the next year or so.
Yes, definitely. And thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share my words.
Oh man, I think look at the faces around you, man. Everybody loved it. All right, one more time for Amy, everybody.
All right,
Amy, thanks so much.
So we're gonna take just a 2-minute break. If you can donate to the grocery bill here at the Dawn White Enterprises, that would be great. But don't worry about it. No pressure. But I must tell you, I hadn't done any shows for 14 weeks, and I missed my grocery money tremendously. And when I went to the grocery store after the first one of these concerts, I think I said this last week, that I was dedicating every aisle to one of you people. So Sarah, you had the dairy aisle, and Neil, you were in the cereal aisle. I was just like having good thoughts about you all while I was replenishing my cabinets here. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. I'll play till about 25 past, and then we'll have our after party. So thank you all so much, and don't go away. More is coming.
Yay, done.
Thank you.
me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yes. Yep.
So I want to thank everybody that's here. There's quite a lot of people watching on the other platforms. I was just scooting around over there. I want to say hi to them. Paul Ellis, G. Paul Ellis. Good to see you over there, buddy. And Sandra is back over from New Hampshire, and a bunch of people watching from Michigan and all that. So much love to you all. I'm gonna So I'm going to send this song out to my friend Leslie and her husband, Leslie Greenberg, and Steve. Steve's been gone a year now. I really love those guys a lot. They were here in Lynn, forever and ever, and tremendous advocates for everything. And I'm tempted to play something serious, but I'm going to play this because Steve was a rascal and a wise guy, and he had this look in his eye, man, where there was just mischief all over him. And so I'm gonna play this for Steve and Leslie. This is called "I'm from Lynn." What can I say to two of the greatest Lynners that ever lived, as far as I'm concerned. She's in Florida now. Hopefully, I'll be down there to say hi to her someday. Was born in the city of Lynn, home of the first turbine engine. And as if that wasn't enough, it's also the home of marshmallow fluff. You can travel the whole country, you'll never find a bigger fluff factory. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn act this way. Don't talk slick like I'm from the hand. Son of a 30-year GE man like Steve was. Don't be staring at me that way. I am from Lynn, what can I say? I used to hang around in Barry Park. That's illegal after it gets dark. Stand on the bleachers where things got smoked and beer was juggalug. Bottles broke later in the evening when the police come. 27 juveniles are on the run. And juveniles are running everywhere you see. Jumping over fences, climbing in trees. Gone is too loaded to get away. His name is in the paper. On the next day, his mother and his father just can't believe he would publicly humiliate the family. Say I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn act this way. I don't talk slick, that's what I say. I'm not from swamps, get a Marblehead. Don't be staring at me that way. I am from Lynn, what can I say? On the corner of every street, somebody's cooking something greasy to eat. Deep fat is frying everywhere you look. The town is bound for the record books. A million sub shops all night long. A socio-intestinal phenomenon. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn eat this way. There's no room in my stomach for French cuisine. Give me a bag of cheese curls and a submarine. Julia Child, get out of my way. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? I just walked through Barry Park today, that's right. I left Lynn 10 years ago. I didn't know where I was gonna go. 10 of my friends were leaning up against a bar and grill. 10 years later, they're leaning there still. Half of my friends who are not on the street are dead, in jail, or annoying me. I'm from Lynn. What can I say? People from Lynn act this way. I don't talk slick, that's what I said. They won't even let me into Marblehead. They're afraid I'll steal something, and I have in the past, and I might in the future. So don't be staring at me that way. I am from Lynn, what can I say?
Oh, I love it, Don.
There you go. The crowd goes wild. Anybody want to hear anything?
How far back do you want to go?
What's
Do you
that?
remember Blue Uniform?
You know what? I can't. I don't remember how to play it. But you know what? I've been thinking about that one, so maybe I'll dust that up for next week. How's that sound?
I love that song.
All right. Who's talking to me? Who's speaking?
It's Moira,
Moira from Michigan.
Detroit. Yep.
All right, Moira. You know what? I'm gonna make a little note to dig that one up.
Yeah. It's
All
yeah.
right.
It's a wonderful song.
Yeah. I haven't played it. I'll bet you in 15 years, probably.
Yep.
Yeah, but next week, no more. I saw you threw a few bucks my way. I'm gonna learn that song for you. How about that?
That's a deal.
But it's capitalism here. You pay to play.
Negotiating, huh?
All right, it's like payola. What song you want played on the radio? You gotta pay.
The song of yours I always love to hear, well, many of them, is the one you sing about your mom. I'll be in your sense of humor.
Okay, I'll play that.
It's
Sure.
a beautiful one.
All right, so I was thinking about playing that for Leslie because her, a year her husband, but glad I played on from Lynn first, so Leslie can have both of the experiences. I played this song at both of my parents' funerals. So I didn't see who was asking me that. So who wants this?
Chris Bamer.
Okay, Chris Bamer. All right. So in return for this, in the night somewhere, I'm gonna ask you to play that song that you wrote to the rock and roll melody. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was like to
The pandemic song, Walk Around the Block?
Yeah, Walk Around the Block, that one.
Okay.
Right, so you could put that in the back of your mind that after, somewhere in this night, in return for this, I want that one. All right?
Okay.
All right, so here you go. Maybe. All his children knew that he was dying. He asked them all to gather at his side. Spoke to them about the joyousness of living from the perspective of someone about to die. My love for you is what I leave behind me. I see my love in everything you are. When I am gone and you want to find me, believe me, you won't need to look too far. I will be your sense of humor. I'll be your integrity. Each time you find the strength to persevere, right inside that strength is where I'll be. When you touch a person's heart with kindness, that heart opens up a room where you will stay. As your heart grows, I know that you will find this is the way you can live beyond your days. So take some time and contemplate the night sky, so vast beyond all you can comprehend. The magnitude of what is out around you can make your life seem small and insignificant. Then picture your heart has grown to its potential, and being wider than all you can ever dream, and deeper than the unfathomable heaven. That's the way that my heart feels today to me. And I will be your sense of humor. I'll be your integrity. integrity. Each time you find the strength to persevere, right inside that strength is where I'll be. There's really nothing more that I can say now. If you don't mind, I would like to be alone. I want to spend a short time now in prayer to thank God for all the love that I have known, and for all these hearts where my love has found a home. And I will be your sense of humor. I'll be your integrity. Each time you find the strength to persevere, right inside that strength is where I'll be. That's where you can always go to be with me.
Thank you, John. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
John, I always love that song. Thank you.
Means a lot.
Yeah, that is a great song.
Thanks for asking, Chris.
Thank you. All right. So here, in the 14, so we, there's so much going on in my life I can't even bother to explain it to you. We're gonna move out of this house. We're moving to the country. We're moving to Merrimack, Massachusetts, which is near Amesbury, which turns out to be one of the hippest places I've ever seen in my life. Like here. When I moved to Maine when I was young, the isolation almost killed me. Like, I never really recovered from the isolation. I never really, it was so hard on me. Like, I used to hitchhike, 60 miles in the snow just to play one song at an open mic, just to feel like that I wasn't just stuck in the woods, So we got this house, and Merrimack's only got 7,000 people. There's an acre of land, and there's 300 acres of town forest behind us, so we're definitely in the woods. But 8 minutes away is this town, Amesbury. So 15 years ago, it was a tough town with a lot of drugs, and it was a mill town and all that. Now, it's like, it's in the sweet spot. Like, it's like a hipster town, but it's not a lot of money there yet. Like, people can afford to live there, so all the old mills, people are moving in and having these big lofts, and like there's like a CBD cafe and stuff like that, right? And so, like, honest to God, like, and so there's a big coffee shop in the middle of town. I go there, and it's too busy. Everybody's got their hair in a bun, and they're all hipsters and all that. So, like, I can only take so much of that, but I prefer it to the bullets coming through my house, which is what I have here. So I'm driving up the hill, driving out of town, and I look, there's a little doorway with a flag hanging out of it, just like a flag somebody painted, and there's a sign, not on the door, not on the window, it's on a skateboard, right? A skateboard stuck in the window, and it says, I think the name of it is Wise House Cafe Coffee, with a paintbrush, right? So I have to check this out. So I go in there, and the guy, I order coffee, the kid comes over, he's the owner. The place looks like the place that somebody would have picked us up hitchhiking, and we would have slept on the floor in it, right? It was like that kind of a hipster place. And he puts a carafe in front of me, puts a filter in it, puts the coffee in, goes over, gets like a tablespoonful of some exotic, semi-cocaine sort of thing, throws that in there for an extra boost, and he pours it in front of me and gives it to me. I'm like, okay, I like this place. I start talking to him about tattoos because my son-in-law is a tattoo artist, and he takes his hat off, and there's like a tattoo of his dog right here on the side of his head right there. I'm like, all right, I moved to the right place. I'm good here. So all that's happening. So I'm gonna play this for my sassy brat who's been waiting a long time for me to get her out of this place and into some place where she can relax. In the 43 years that we've been wed, I wondered if you ever heard a word I said, till I said pass that remote control over here, and you told me to blow it out my ear. I love you, you're a sassy brat, you make me mad and you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. When my fans call up and say that I'm great, you tell them that that is a huge mistake. That if they had to live with me, they would understand what a big pain in the ass I am. I love you, you sassy brat. You make me mad and you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow with my sassy brat. There are men who like women that they can dominate, that bring them breakfast in bed and always tell them that they're great. Well, my sassy lady never does that for me, but at least a life with her is definitely never, for 1 second, boring. She says if you want me to believe that you're great, do a couple loads of laundry around here someday. Hey pal, it's only because you're still kinda cute that I haven't already gotten rid of you. I love you, you're a sassy brat. You make me mad and you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow in my sassy brat. You say the kids have both gone to the show. How about a little quickie before they come home? And I say, I suppose you think you're really slick, the way that you keep emphasizing little and quick. I'm not that sure I love you, you're a sassy brat. You hurt my big fat ego and you make me mad. Please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. Sassy bratty lady been hanging around here, driving me crazy all of these years. If I could ever afford to see a psychiatrist, I'd ask him why the hell do I like being treated like this. We were in bed but we were still awake. You said I really love you in this life we've made. I said, hey, can I quote you on what you just said? You told me if I did you'd punch me in the head. I love you, you sassy brat. You make me mad, you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. Hope it's not too much to ask. Let me keep getting older and older and older with my sassy brat. Here we go, another Thursday.
Love it, John.
Alright, listen, I love you all on all the platforms. Thank you. Those of you that know how this works, well, I'm going to take another 2-minute break. If you can donate, I really appreciate it. I pay Brandon. Let's have a nice round of applause for Brandon doing all the magic behind the scenes.
Yay, Brandon.
And so we're going to come back in 2 minutes. If you can throw a few bucks in the grocery bill, that would be great. And then we'll have our after party. We have John Boehmer and John Svecki. It's the night of the Johns, although it's not the night of the Johns with H's in their names. Only one of those is there. You'll see that later. But so I'll be back in just a few minutes. Thank you for making this possible for me. It means a lot to me. I love to see you. I think I'm ready to go back to revisit the idea of us all getting together in the middle of the country somewhere, somehow. But I'll be back in just 2 minutes, and we'll have after party with surprises. Amy, if you're around 9 o'clock, if you're not sleeping, glad to have you do another poem. So, but don't stay up on my account. All right, I'll see you in a minute. all right. So welcome now. It's the after party. This is where I get to hang out with my friends. Can you all hear me? Just like that. All right, good.
Party!
So I think we'll start with my friend John Svetke. John Svetke is a really very close friend of mine, and he, as I said, many of the songs that I play here, the music is John's, at least the last batch of songs from that last album. So he's a pretty good co-writer and a good songwriter himself. So he's got a lot to talk about. But I think, John, how about you just play a song here, and then next time through we'll catch up on all that's going on in your world. How's that sound?
That sounds great. Hi, everybody. Grandpa comes to visit most every Saturday. I wait there by the living room window till I see his sky blue Chevrolet. He takes me out for ice cream, takes me to the park. Sometimes if he's up for it, we might play catch in the yard. And he tells me, mind your mama, get good grades in school, hold out your hand, close your eyes, I've got something for you. It's a matchbox car. Grandpa says his little black car looks exactly like the Packard I was driving when I married your grandma. And it ain't a painted plastic toy that might last for a week. It's a die-cast memory, a matchbox car. Grandpa worked the night shift 37 years, and when he came home every morning, he would play 3 rounds of solitaire. He never missed Aunt Joe's recitals or Daddy's baseball games, and he always bought white daffodils for Grandma on her birthday. And he keeps a yellow scrapbook full of faded green Polaroids and a shoebox full of souvenirs from when he was a boy. A matchbox car. This hot rod with the gold doors, it's a copy of the old Ford I restored with your dad in our garage. It ain't a painted plastic toy that might last for a week. It's a die-cast memory, a matchbox car. The wheels turn, the time rolls by. It's been 40 years since Grandpa died. I won't forget that cold gray night. Grandma called us with the news. I was by my father's side in our frozen living room when I noticed he was crying. I didn't know what I should do, so I said, hold out your hand, close your eyes, I've got something for you. Matchbox car. Grandpa says his little black car looked exactly like the Packard he was driving when he married Grandma. In this hot rod with the gold doors, it's a copy of the old Ford you restored with him out in your garage. And the shiny sky blue Chevrolet reminds me of the Saturdays he visited us and stayed till it got dark. And it ain't a painted plastic toy that might last for a week. It's a die-cast memory, a matchbox car. It's a die-cast memory, a matchbox car.
Oh, John, that is beautiful.
Thanks, John.
Thank
Love
you all.
it.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was great, John. That, I always like that song, but the more grandchildren I have, the the longer it takes me to get through that thing. It's a hard one for me to get through. Like, when we move, I have a new grandson. He's like 2. He lives upstairs now, but we're all gonna be having that thing where he'll just be bouncing in and out of my house all the time. So, good tune. One more time for John Specky, everybody.
Wonderful, John.
Great job.
Thank you.
All right, so in the 70 or so of these that we've done, I've been lucky. I mean, a lot of people who are, I guess famous have come to this, Tom Rush and all that. But I'm kind of liking my friends being here. like it's nice to have people that are accomplished that I don't know well to come. It's kind of a treat. But to me, I really like having John and John here today. So I'll introduce you to a friend I don't think that most of you have met before. He's somebody I like a lot. He's a fantastic songwriter. It's sort of kind of a gentle spirit, but a real nuanced and a wonderful player and singer. And I'm just delighted to be able to share him with you. So please welcome Mr. John Boehmer.
Hey, John.
All right, John.
Awesome. Great to see you, my friend.
Called Keepsake.
So John, if you'll just play one, and then when it comes around, we'll talk about New Orleans and all that later, okay?
Sure.
All right, man.
There are things that I keep in a small cedar box on my nightstand. The feather of a bluebird, a seashell, an old rusted key to some forgotten door. Once I took a picture of you sleeping, a photograph no one has seen. And though I seldom take it out, I know it's there for me, there for me. Every step that I take brings me closer to the water's edge, down the winding footpath through milkweed, thistle, and thorn. And I am newly born to the light of a new day. I have left night far behind, cast like seed upon the fields of morning in summertime, time.
Nice.
Woo! Beautiful. Beautiful, John.
Beautiful, John.
Thanks, John. Man, what a mood you cast, man. That's beautiful. You kind of casting a spell there. It was really lovely. All right, one more time for John, and he'll be back in just a few minutes. So let's say.
All right, John. Thank you, John.
All right, so Sveki, let's talk about what you got going on here now. So talk to us about the concert series in Belmont, Massachusetts.
So yeah, so I've been helping to run the Second Friday concerts at the First Church in Belmont for a few years now, and we did our whole season last year online, and we did our first couple shows this season online, and we are officially going to be back in person starting the second Friday of November, and hopefully we'll have the rest of a season in person. Fingers crossed, but it's gonna be pretty cool. And so the first act, I figured not to be too self-aggrandizing and selfish, but the my band, the Loomers, are going to be the first act back in person. Mostly because we're doing it for charity and we don't have to worry about getting paid. And if we have to cancel at the last minute, it's okay with everybody. But yeah, so we're pretty excited. The folks at the church have given us the A-OK. We have some restrictions in order to keep everybody safe, which is a lot of it's on me and a lot of it's on the COVID task force at the church. But we're requiring that people are vaccinated in order to attend. We're requiring that people wear masks at the concert, which is also a Belmont town-wide mandate, and we're restricted to 75 people to attend the show. There's a little bit more of a capacity, but we have people that are staffing the volunteering stuff, and there's guys on stage and the band. But we're keeping the concerts all at 75 people. So, fingers crossed. We're going to soldier forward with an in-person concert. November 12th is the first one. Second Friday of every month. So it's going to be fun.
All right, and that's in Belmont, Massachusetts. All right.
Yep.
All right, give us a tune, John.
This one's brand new. Well, sort of new. It's I finished it again. I think I wrote it, maybe played it at one of these things with you last summer, and I thought I just didn't seem finished, so I kept noodling on it. So it's I think it's maybe done. Not really sure. It may not be done still, but that's the fun, right? I got my lyrics right here. You can't see them or off the screen, so that it looks all professional, and I'll do my best to make it through it. Okay, here we go. I know you've heard crazier stuff, but I don't need any more love. I've got a beautiful family, I've got a wonderful wife, I've got more love than one man deserves in one life. I might burn in hell if I say that I don't need any more faith. You see, I'm good with my God, even though I don't pray. I've seen angels and sinners and saints every day. This might sound like a cynical joke, but I don't need any more reasons for hope. I'm not looking for answers, excuses, or proof. I'm looking for some kind of everyday truth. Looking for some kind of everyday truth. It's uncomplicated, it's hard to define, but you know when you see it, mundane or sublime. It's a hand to hold on to when you're falling over. It's a pat on the back, it's a squeeze of a shoulder, it's a tip for a driver of a delivery van. it's a smile for the clerk at that roadside fruit stand. It's paying it forward in a coffee shop line. It's teddy bears and windows. It's homemade yard signs. It's picking up the groceries for your elderly neighbors. It's brothers in arms when you need a favor. It's dinners on doorsteps. It's sympathy cars. It's calling your sister. This whole damn year has been hard. I need some kind of kindness. Kindness wherever I can find it. Kindness that's simple, honest, and true, to help ease the burdens we're all living through. I need some kind of kindness. Kindness wherever I can find it. Kindness is humble, audacious, profound. I need some kind of kindness. I need some kind of kindness, especially now.
Nice.
Beautiful, John.
Thank you so much.
That's a keeper, my friend. That
Thank you,
really-
Neil.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, you don't have to work on that one no more, John. It's done.
Oh,
I get the Don stamp of approval. That's great. That's all I needed.
Right. Right. That's right. Yeah, nice job, John. All right. Let's hear it one more time for John. He'll be back one more time. Let's hear it. All right, John Boehmer, let's talk about you. So you're a New Englander from the 80s or so, but prior to that, let's see, grew up in New Orleans. Is that how you say it? Did I say it right?
Born on Napoleon Avenue in New Orleans, Louisiana.
New Orleans, see? And then moved to like Biloxi or somewhere over there? Or?
Ocean Springs, right across the bay from Biloxi.
So lived on the Gulf Coast down there. So you got the South in you, John. Yeah.
What's that?
You have the South in you.
I do have the South in me, you know.
Yeah.
And I didn't appreciate the South until I left it.
You know, I'm a big fan. Every time I go down there, I get totally smitten by it. You know, like I did a week in Alabama. I've never been the same after. Honestly, like people are like, Mr. White, we truly did love your program. I'm like, you are killing me. You're killing me. Like I just felt like my knees buckled when this woman was talking to me.
Yeah.
And people are, you know, it's a good part of the world. And so I remember, tell me if I have this right, there was a hurricane down there. And did you go down there and help and then blog as well? Did you
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about? You want to talk about that a little bit?
My family's homes got pretty badly damaged, and I was really that was very hard for me seeing the what happened to New Orleans, because those people, you know, it's not like I knew those people, but I knew some of them, and to see what happened to them was really hard. So I went down. I did a benefit concert with a bunch of artists from up here, and went down to help my brothers and sisters pull out sheetrock basically, and get their houses fixed up, and I did a lot of blogging about what I saw and heard, and
well, it was good because, you know, you see it on news for a minute, right? But when somebody blogs, it's personal. When you know, it was actually, it was great, actually. And that was in Mississippi, right?
yeah, it's kind of the micro vision of what was going on rather than the macro vision, you know.
Right. And is everybody doing okay down there now?
Yeah, Yeah, we sweat every year because there's always hurricanes coming through there. And whenever there's always a long drive out of town trying to get away from it. So.
Right. Well, I'm so glad to see you and see that you're doing okay. Will you play another tune for us?
Sure. This is a song that was inspired by the Francis McDormand movie Nomadland, which I really liked because I had a hard time understanding that woman, and I wanted to understand her a little better, so I kind of explored her life in this song. Snow began as you left Omaha and followed you across the Central Plains. So you turned south down 81 toward Wichita and drive until the snow turns into rain. Things disappear and reappear in front of you. Faces that you've known, the things they've done. You pass them like debris along the roadside. Leave them bleached and rusting in the sun. She's moving on. It's a pale blue dawn. The sun poured out like honey on the land, and the coffee is strong, and she'll soon be gone down the prairies toward the desert sand. Welcome to no man's land. Your sister doesn't like the way you're living, with all your things packed in that panel van. The room she offered you felt like a prison. A lifestyle some folks just don't understand. She's afraid for you, and she prays for you. If you explain, she would not understand. I cannot stay, I have to go. There's no place for me in the life you planned. My home's in no man's land. All the loved ones you've known, all the losses you've incurred, where is that heart you gave away? What are the lessons you've learned? The sanctuary of the We'll celebrate the new year, then they'll all be gone. An empty lot, a van, the endless road. On an asphalt sea, alone and free. For miles and miles, the only moving thing is a Chevy van, one soul on board, living the only life she understands, at home in no man's land.
Nice.
Beautiful, John.
Woo! Beautiful.
That's really nice.
That could have been the theme song to that movie, John. I was picturing all the scenes in it while you were playing. That was good.
The end credit theme, you know?
Yeah.
The credits at the end.
Good job on that. So, Amy, do you? So, thank you one more time for John. Let's give him a nice little.
Yeah, John.
Yeah. All right. So, Amy, do you want to read us another poem?
Sure, I can do that.
Right. You're not the only person representing the South today. We got, we got you some more representation. It's good.
Oh, awesome! Woohoo!
There you go.
Yeah. It's a nice place down here sometimes, most of the time. Let's see, I'll read another one. This one is about the house I grew up in. They eminent domained it to build a highway through my hometown. And it's called Leave Only Footprints. I think about the train whistle echoing down the tracks, the stone wall in the front yard, and the pawpaw tree Papa planted from seed. Rocking chairs on the front porch where evenings were lazy, with neighbors stopping by for gossip and cake as I played running up and down the sidewalk. I go there now to stand in the level field along the creek bank, clusters of trees that were our orchard, the only physical marker. But I still see those houses who held the roots of my childhood, the gardens now filled only with memories where the highway leads out of town.
Nice. Beautiful.
That's great.
Thank you, Amy. I really appreciate you bringing your craft to the show tonight. You really I like what you do a lot. And do you have a book? Do I remember that?
I don't currently. I'm published in some small literary magazines around here, and hopefully I'll have a book in the next couple of years. I'm working on that. I received a grant from the Kentucky Foundation for Women this year to write a book about the experience of Appalachian women and their connection to nature, and how we embed this connection to nature in our children and families, and how we're rooted to the land here. So I'm working on that. I'm supposed to have a draft of it finished in December, so we'll see.
All right. Well, I'm excited about it. So, what are you saying? Is it so I have to keep this going for a couple of years? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I hope it's faster than that, but based on how everything else has gone, it may be a couple of years. I'd like it to be next year, but that might be like a little too optimistic.
I know everything. Like my printer just told me they're pushing me back to November 5th. Like they can't get paper. You know, the world is so stupid these days. All right, one more time for Amy, everybody. So, John Boehmer, will you ask Chris if she'll play that song for me now?
Chris, will you play that song for Don now?
So this is Chris, and I heard her do this at an open mic one time, and I just I never forgot it. You know how you hear 20 songs at open mic, you always remember one. So I think she captured the moment here with this. So
I've been listening the whole night. I just kind of I like to do crochet while I'm listening to music, but I don't want to do that in people's faces, so I kind of do that off screen. So hold on, let me get my instrument and I'll do it. Oh.
All right, good deal.
So this is a song that I actually, it's just a parody. I wrote early in the pandemic that because it kind of captured where I felt we were, you know, at that point. I wrote this April 2020. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, staring at a screen. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, talking to a screen. 9. Just a bug, I think.
Get her some water, John. What are you doing?
Hey, hold it.
I saw this bug, and then all of a sudden I couldn't breathe. Oh my god.
You can't die on screen. No dying on Zoom.
Let's try that again without the bug. Sorry.
You need some time, maybe?
I might need to wait until after there's another song.
All right, we'll do that. I mean, you know, try to recover. Okay.
It's still floating around.
Fetke, on your mark, get set. Give us a tune.
On your mark, it said sing. Okay, here you go. So we're the band, the Loomers, are learning how to play this song for our gig coming up. I've only pretty much ever gotten it to play for 2 church services and a porch fest. It's gonna be so much fun to play with guys in the band, and Heather too, girls in the band. My mother baked the best damn apple pies, but she'd always say, this is Grandma's recipe. She made them on Thanksgiving for 40-something years, made our house a home to friends and family. Gather round me, my children, gather round, old friends of mine. Gather round, my door is open, you are welcome anytime. Gather round my kitchen table, it's waiting for you now. Gather round, gather round, gather round. My wife sings like an angel, that's no lie. She can find a harmony in any song. And when we sing together, man, the whole world disappears. And it sure sounds great when everybody sings along. Gather round me, my children, gather round, old friends of mine. Gather round, my door is open, you are welcome anytime. Gather round our coffee table, it's waiting for you now. Gather round, gather round, gather round. I go to church on Sundays, at least I try. hungry for salvation from the news. As I listen to the sermons and the music in the air, my heart is filled with love and gratitude. Gather round me, my children. Gather round, old friends of mine. Gather round, my door is open. You are welcome anytime. Gather round, our altar table is waiting for you now. Gather round, gather round, gather round. Gather round me, my children. Gather round, old friends of mine. Gather round, my heart is open. You are welcome anytime. Gather round, our kitchen table it's waiting for you now. Gather round, gather round, gather round. Gather round, gather round, gather round. Thank
Love
you
it,
very
John.
much.
Beautiful
I
song.
love that
man.
song.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything, John. We'll stop by before the 12th on the Thursday before that, and let people, remind people what's happening. And I'm going to be playing there in February if the world keeps turning, right?
Yep, you'll be here in
right.
February. Can't wait.
All right, one more time from my friend John Specky.
Hey,
Thanks, everyone.
All right,
All right.
John.
you.
So, like Chris, stop eating bugs and play the song. Like, I thought you were a vegetarian. What are you doing?
That was embarrassing, but you know what? It happens, right?
It was kind of cool, really.
I think I might need to write a song about that. But in the meantime, it's just a parody that I wrote that seemed very apt in April of 2020 and still kind of is. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, staring at a screen. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, talking to a screen. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, now I want to scream. We gotta walk around the block tonight. Put your face mask on and join me now for the only fun that is allowed. We're gonna walk around the block tonight, 'cause we're cooped up with no end in sight. Gonna walk around the block tonight. Put your hand in mine, and when we're home, we'll wash our latex gloves alone. We're gonna walk around the block tonight, suited up like we're going on a lunar flight. Gonna walk around the block tonight. If we spy a neighbor, don't you fear. We'll walk real fast, they won't dare come near. We're gonna walk around the block tonight while we're 98.6 Fahrenheit. Gonna walk around the block tonight. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, staring at a screen. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, talking to a screen. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, now I wanna scream. We gotta walk around the block tonight. Gonna walk around the block tonight.
Beautiful.
Gotta capture the moment.
Yes, that was awesome.
Let's go for a walk.
You gotta find some humor, right?
Yes,
That was
that
beautiful.
was terrific.
Thank you, Chris, and thanks for risking your life to sing that song for us. All right, John Paymer, you want to wind us down here?
Sure.
So, John, I want to thank you for being here tonight and for all the good energy that you're putting out in the world. I love your style and your songwriting and your good nature. So, wish you and Chris the best, and hopefully we can be hanging out in person here sometime soon.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that. Let's get this a little tighter. So this is a song that owes a debt to Marilyn Robinson. Who's a novelist and essayist I like quite a lot. Excuse me. My heart is just a carpet bag, threadbare, tired and worn, overfilled with heartaches since the day that I was born. Something that I carry as I go from town to town. I can find nowhere to lay it down. In Iowa, they know me as the pastor's troubled son, the oldest of his children. I confounded everyone with hurtful games to thwart the love they freely offered me. I took their money, I stole their property, I'm going back to Gilead. There's nothing here for me. They say that there's a bomb down there that can set a slave soul free. I'm fed up with this life of sin. I'm going back for good. Lord, get me back to Gilead, just like you said you would. In Gilead, they'll all see what a fool I am. Back in Gilead, I will see my Father's eyes again. I can't ask them to forgive what I can't forgive myself. But there's nowhere left to turn, and I've got nobody else. I'm walking with a troubled mind down the county road, looking for the hometown of a man who has no home. I'm going back to Gilead. That's where I need to be. say that there's a bomb down there that can set the slave soul free. I'm fed up with this life of sin. I'm going back for good. Lord, get me back to Gilead, just like you said you would. In
Beautiful.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I'm not the first person to say it. I think Matt Watroba said it last week, but we have been dying for harmonies. Zoom is like a harmony murder,
yeah.
isn't it, you know? And so that was just wonderful. Thank you so much, John, and all the best to you. All right, thanks to John Svecki, thanks to John Baker, thanks to Amy, and so what are we gonna do? Normally I would play a song here, but instead we're gonna, since the Loomers have got their big show coming up, we dug up a piece of footage from I think 23 years ago of me playing with John Svecki and the Loomers.
All the hair is real.
All the hair is real. This is we're gonna play this. You've heard me play this song solo here, but this is I don't know how to explain it, but Brandon, are you ready with this?
Yep.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna take it out with the Second Chance Crew Lumper song 1999 maybe in Watertown, Mass. On a very obscure DVD called Live in Watertown. If you got it, it's worth $1.50 on eBay right now. All right. So thanks everybody, and let's take it out with Don and John when they were younger. Go ahead. Let's make it happen.
My dad said, son, if you keep going on this way, you're gonna wind up as a lumper on a cruise someday. What's a lumper, Dad? What's a lumper? I was laughing so hard, rolling on the floor. Dad, no one uses words like a lumper anymore. The guys are outside, it's Friday night, I gotta go. See you later, thanks for the ride. He said, if you keep doing the things you're doing, if the things you're doing don't do you in, and they can always use another lumper on the Second Chance Crew. Well, me and Billy Bob, Rick and Ray, we were living for the party every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now Sunday, don't forget Sunday. One by one, they moved away from home. The time went by, the next thing I know, I'm 31, I'm drinking with a bunch of 19-year-olds. What a loser, man, what a loser. If you keep doing the things you're doing, what a loser. If the things you're doing don't do you in, what a loser. And they can always use another number on the Second Chance Crew. Second chance people got a touch of gray. They party their teens and their 20s away. Now they're sober, starting over, and they're 32. They're just a bunch of things working on the Second Chance Crew. In the program, I know that's no surprise. Alcoholic, I make the minimum wage, but at least I didn't die. You should have bought the farm, you should have bought it. My knees are aching and my back is sore. I have been dragging these ladders across the plywood floor. And Dad, I never wonder what a lumper is anymore. You're a lumper, Don, you're a lumper. Instead of you, keep doing the things that you're doing. If the things you're doing down on the Second Chance crew. He said, if you keep doing the things that you're doing, and his voice sounds like that in my memory. If the things you're doing don't do you in, well, they can always use another lumper on the Second Chance crew. Well, let me tell you a little something. We were working kind of hard one week, and it was Friday night. We were on the Second Chance crew, staying a couple hours late on Friday evening, trying to make a few bucks overtime. We were building these condominiums right across the street from Barry Park, which ironically is where we used to skip school and drink kegs of beer, which was instrumental in having us wind up on the Second Chance crew in the first place. So there was a touch of irony there. There was John, the drywaller, Jack, the plasterer,
How's it going?
Michael, the ditch digger, who was famous in his youth for rolling 3-foot-long marijuana cigarettes. We let him dig the ditches, but I think everyone on the crew will agree with me that we do not let him drive the van anymore. Then there was Everett, the crew chief.
Hey now.
We were getting ready to pack up and get out of there. The sun was going down, and John looks out the window over across Barry Park, and he pulls his head in the window and he says to me,
Hey, Don.
Yeah?
I could swear that's Lauren walking across the park there with a keg on his back.
My son, Lauren?
Yeah.
The one that was giving me looks of mock indignation just a few moments ago over here?
Yeah. The RA at BU. Taking liquor away from the students.
Lauren is an RA at Boston University, and he is blowing their minds over there because he's taking away their drugs, and he looks like the guy they should be buying them from.
And he's walking across Battery Park with a keg on his
That
back.
can't be him, and I'll tell you why. Because you remember this morning when you come to get me for work?
Are you getting your license back sometime soon?
Well, we have a court date, but the lawyer is not too optimistic. But when you came to get me this morning, he was there, and I believe that he said that he was going to the library today.
To study beer making.
Well, sure enough, there he was in Barry Park studying beer making with all of his friends and some relatives of mine and several of the illegitimate children of the drummer. And so at that moment, Everett, the crew chief, comes over and he sizes up the situation, because he's the crew chief, and that's what crew chiefs do. They size up the situation, they make a decision, and they take action. And he looks out the window of this group of kids hanging around a keg of beer, and he hollers across the field to them.
Hey! You no good for nothing, alternative music, listening, cheap beer, drinking, tongue and eyebrows pierced, having, depressed for no good reason. Punks! Put out that marijuana cigarette. Get your head from under that keg and listen to what I have to say.
And you know they did listen to him. Not because they thought he had any great pearls of wisdom for their future and the decisions they were making, but they thought he might be crazy, and he might have a gun. And of course they were right, on both counts. So we all went outside and we lined up in front of the condominium. We were like the ghosts of Keg Party Past. And the sun was going down, and the last hints of light were flickering and creating little shadows on the sawdust and the drywall that had mixed in wistfully with the gray hairs in our sideburns as some sort of visual metaphor for our lives and the decisions that we have made. And I looked over across the field, and I hollered to the group of kids. I said, to all the boys on the Second Chance crew, we wrote this little song for you!
Smoke it, drink it, puff it up your nose, while your education goes up in smoke. And when you're in your 30s and the party is through, saving you a seat at the meeting, a job lumping on the crew. We're saving you a seat at the meeting. It's like a revival, really. A seat at the meeting. A seat at the meeting. A seat at the meeting. Yeah, a seat at the meeting. It's a seat at the meeting. A seat at the meeting. Hi, I'm Don. I'm an alcoholic. Seat at the meeting. Hi, Don. Seat at the meeting. A job lumping on the crew. That was waiting for you. A seat at the meeting. A job lumping on the crew. Thank you.
Bumper.
That was awesome.
Yes.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Oh,
You haven't aged a day.
Bluffing up moves.
I feel like I was at that show.
That was a powerful show going on there, man. That was
It
good.
really was.
Yeah.
We've had our moments, haven't we, John, over the years?
And you know, it's funny, you both look the same.
Yeah, you know, my wife has a saying when people say that. She says, "Thank you, but I have mirrors."
Who was that, Don?
What's that? Where was it?
Where was it held?
It was at the Unitarian Church in Watertown.
Oh,
You
wow.
know where they used to do the folk group used to gather there, and now what's his name, Dean
Dean
Stevens at that church, yeah. And that was 1999. Just some interesting things about it. There's a DVD out. You know, probably was 1,000 of them made. It's very rare, hard to find. I don't think I have any of them here actually, and none of it got posted online. It was like pre that stuff. So if you got a copy of that, you should hang on to it. It might be worth a couple bucks someday. But we were originally going to make a VHS. That's how long ago. So we made the thing an hour long. The price to transfer from VHS to DVD was $500 a minute that year, right? And so we couldn't afford it. So then we made the thing an hour long. I was gonna sell VHSs at my concerts, right? And then that's how old this is. And then it went down to $75 a minute, which it could have. I didn't see any difference at all between $500 a minute and $75 a minute. But then 2 days later, it went from $500 a minute to $75 a minute in 2 days, and then the third day it was free. Right? Like Microsoft or somebody, we just released the technology. So we made it, that thing was all ready to be a VHS, and it became a DVD, the first one that I knew of, 1999, I think it was. And now we're all captured in our youth.
That was great. I really enjoyed that.
Man.
Good fun. Well, listen, you guys, I love you. My little core group here and all the people on the other platforms that want to maintain their anonymity for whatever reasons. I love you and thank you, and thanks to everybody who sang and performed tonight and good words. Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone who threw a few bucks my way. I'll be thinking about you when I'm in the dairy aisle tomorrow, and we'll pay Brent with the money. It's all good. This is how this is gonna lay out, just so you know. I'm gonna do it we'll do every Thursday until December 15th. But I'm taking 2 Thursdays off, which is Thanksgiving, of course, and then the next Thursday is a travel day for me. I'm going to Michigan, so that's the 3rd of December. So every Thursday except for Thanksgiving and the week after Thanksgiving, and then when it gets close to Christmas, I'll reassess. I think after that, maybe once a month or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But I love you. I appreciate it. This gives me something to look forward to every week. I love that song that Chris sang tonight because I remember like it was a big deal for us to walk around the block. Like, like we were like come on, make sure nobody's around and let's go take a walk. So it's been a long ordeal for us all. But I think we're coming to the end of it. I hope so. And I love you. I love you. I love you so much. And we'll see you soon. Much love. There you
Thank
go.
you so much,
Bye,
Don.
Dawn. Thanks
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
Love you too. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, Marlene and Tommy. We'll see you.
See you next week.
Go ahead. I met someone from Nebraska the other day. You know that coffee house I told you about with the guy with the tattoo on his head? I had my Nebraska shirt on. He goes, "Are you from Nebraska?" I go, "No, but I like it there." He goes, "I'm from Grand Prairie." That's right near you, isn't it?
Grand Island.
Grand Island, right? Is it Grand Island? Yeah, Grand Island.
You were there.
I was there, right? It's where the river goes that way around it, right? Yeah,
that's right. Yep, I think you went to junior high over there or something like that. So.
Yeah, so there you go. Oh yeah, that's right. We went and played over there. Yeah. So yeah, so Nebraska's represented in my new hippie community. You wonder what happens to the people who leave Nebraska? They wind up in Amesbury in a coffee shop with a dog running around and a tattoo on the forehead, and there you go.